The familiar carton of orange juice in your refrigerator is suddenly a luxury item. Prices have skyrocketed, leaving consumers reeling and wondering what's behind the sudden surge. The answer lies in a complex interplay of factors, with climate change and disease playing starring roles. Orange production, particularly in key regions like Florida, has been severely impacted, leading to a dwindling supply that can't keep up with demand. This perfect storm of challenges has ripple effects that extend far beyond the breakfast table, impacting global trade and raising concerns about the future of citrus. The price hikes are impossible to ignore. Futures prices for frozen concentrated orange juice, a key indicator of market trends, have doubled in the past year. This dramatic increase is a direct reflection of the shrinking orange harvest, particularly in Florida, the heart of U.S. orange juice production. The Sunshine State, once a citrus paradise, is now grappling with the harsh realities of a changing climate and the relentless spread of crop disease. The consequences are already being felt by consumers who are facing sticker shock in the grocery aisle. The price of a gallon of orange juice has reached unprecedented levels, making it a costly addition to the shopping cart. For many families, orange juice is a breakfast staple, a source of essential vitamins and a refreshing start to the day. The rising prices are forcing difficult choices, with some consumers cutting back or even eliminating orange juice from their diets altogether. This crisis goes beyond simple supply and demand economics. It's a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with the natural world and the vulnerability of our food systems in the face of a changing climate. The orange juice crisis is a microcosm of the challenges facing agriculture globally as farmers grapple with extreme weather, pests, and diseases, all exacerbated by a warming planet.
Florida, the epicenter of U.S. orange production, is facing a citrus crisis of unprecedented proportions. The state's iconic orange groves, once a symbol of abundance, are now battlegrounds in a fight against the devastating forces of climate change and disease. Hurricanes, once a seasonal threat, have become more intense, their powerful winds and torrential rains capable of stripping trees of their fruit and flooding groves, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Adding to the woes, freezing temperatures, increasingly common even in the Sunshine State, can damage or destroy entire crops. Oranges, despite their tough rinds, are surprisingly vulnerable to cold snaps. When temperatures plummet, the delicate fruit inside can freeze, rendering it unusable and dealing a devastating blow to farmers. The combination of these extreme weather events has created a perfect storm for Florida's citrus industry, decimating harvests and pushing many growers to the brink. However, the challenges don't end there. A tiny insect, the Asian citrus psyllid, has emerged as a formidable foe, spreading a disease known as citrus greening, or Huanglongbing, HLB. This insidious disease attacks the vascular system of citrus trees, disrupting the flow of nutrients and causing a slow and agonizing decline. Infected trees produce bitter, misshapen fruit that is unsuitable for juice or consumption, and eventually, the trees succumb to the disease, their lifeblood choked off by the relentless greening. The impact on Florida's citrus industry has been catastrophic. Production has plummeted to levels not seen in decades, with the state's orange harvest a mere shadow of its former glory. The once thriving groves, bursting with the bright orange orbs of citrus, are now dotted with sickly trees, their leaves yellowed and sparse, their branches heavy with small, deformed fruit. The citrus greening epidemic, coupled with the relentless onslaught of extreme weather, has pushed many farmers to the brink, forcing them to abandon their groves and seek other livelihoods.
Citrus greening, also known as Huanglongbing, HLB, is a devastating citrus disease caused by a bacterium that infects the phloem of citrus trees. The bacterium, Candidatus Liberibacter asiaticus, is spread by a tiny insect, the Asian citrus psyllid, which acts as a vector, transmitting the disease from tree to tree as it feeds on the sap. The psyllids, small and easily overlooked, are silent assassins, their presence often undetected until the disease has taken hold and begun its insidious work. Once a tree is infected with HLB, there is no cure. The disease progresses slowly but relentlessly, gradually choking the life out of the tree. The first signs of infection are often subtle yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and a decline in fruit production. As the disease progresses, the symptoms become more pronounced. The leaves turn a mottled yellow and green, resembling the skin of a grapefruit, hence the name citrus greening. The fruit becomes small, misshapen, and bitter, with a lopsided appearance and a green, immature colour, even when ripe. The impact of citrus greening on orange production has been nothing short of devastating. In Florida, the epicenter of the US citrus industry, the disease has ripped through groves, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Production has plummeted to historic lows, and the once thriving industry is struggling to survive. The economic impact has been staggering, with billions of dollars in lost revenue and thousands of jobs lost as groves are abandoned and processing plants shut down. The spread of citrus greening is a global problem, affecting citrus-producing regions worldwide. The disease has been reported in Asia, Africa, South America, and North America, threatening the livelihoods of millions of farmers and the availability of citrus fruits for consumers worldwide. The fight against citrus greening is a race against time, as researchers and growers work tirelessly to find solutions to control the spread of the disease and mitigate its devastating impact.
Section 4. Beyond Florida. Global orange production feels the squeeze. The orange juice crisis is not confined to Florida's borders. The challenges facing citrus production are global in nature, with climate change and disease impacting orange groves from Brazil to Spain. Brazil, the world's largest orange producer and exporter, is grappling with its own set of challenges. Extreme weather events, including prolonged droughts and scorching heat waves, have taken a toll on orange production, jeopardizing the country's dominance in the global citrus market. In the Mediterranean region, Spain, a major supplier of oranges to Europe, is facing a double whammy of challenges. Climate change has brought about hotter, drier conditions, increasing the frequency and severity of droughts and making it more challenging to grow water-intensive crops like oranges. Adding to the woes, citrus greening disease has gained a foothold in the region, threatening to decimate Spain's citrus industry, much as it has done in Florida. California, the heart of U.S. citrus production outside of Florida, is also feeling the heat, both literally and figuratively. The state's prolonged drought has forced many citrus growers to make difficult choices, reducing their acreage or switching to less water-intensive crops. The combination of water scarcity and the looming threat of citrus greening has cast a shadow of uncertainty over the future of California's citrus industry. The global nature of the orange juice crisis highlights the interconnectedness of our food systems. When one region experiences a disruption in production, the ripple effects are felt worldwide, impacting prices, availability, and the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the citrus industry. Addressing the challenges facing citrus production requires a global response with collaboration and innovation at the forefront.
Section 5. A thirsty future. Climate change threatens water resources. Climate change is not just about rising temperatures, it's also about water. As the planet warms, precipitation patterns are shifting, leading to more frequent and severe droughts in some regions, and heavier rainfall and flooding in others. These changes in water availability have profound implications for agriculture, particularly for water-intensive crops like oranges. Citrus trees need a consistent supply of water to thrive and produce juicy, flavorful fruit. When water becomes scarce, as it increasingly does in many citrus-producing regions, the consequences can be dire. Drought stress weakens citrus trees, making them more susceptible to pests and diseases, including citrus greening. When trees are stressed, their natural defenses are compromised, making it easier for the Asian citrus psyllid to transmit the devastating bacterium that causes the disease. The combination of drought and disease is a double whammy for citrus growers, pushing many to the brink. The competition for water resources is intensifying in many parts of the world. As populations grow and demand for water increases, agriculture often finds itself at odds with other water users, such as urban areas and industry. In California, for example, the state's prolonged drought has led to mandatory water restrictions, forcing farmers to make difficult choices about how to allocate their limited water supplies. The challenges posed by climate change and water scarcity are not insurmountable, but they require proactive measures to adapt and build resilience. Investing in water-efficient irrigation systems, exploring drought-tolerant citrus varieties, and implementing water conservation practices are all essential steps to ensure the long-term viability of citrus production in a changing climate. If you found this video informative, please comment below, like, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on climate change and agriculture.